Hi, I'm Tony Nichols, and welcome to Chamber Chat, a program put together by the Salisbury Area Chamber of Commerce to keep you informed on what's going on in your chamber and in your community. Joining us now is Marie Calvallaro, president of CCART.
Yes, president and co-founder.
Of CCART. So right out of the gate, let's go ahead and take care of the acronym CCART. What is CCART?
A lot of people ask me that. C is for Calvallaro, and the other C is John Clary, who got us started with this, actually.
Okay, so it's his fault.
So this is, yeah, it's his fault.
Did you just tag
Anyway,
along?
yeah, watch out what you wish for, you
That's
know.
right. You just tag along and get the title president.
Exactly. And so it's Calvallaro Clary Art, A-R-T.
Okay, very good.
So CCART.
So what is CCART?
We're primarily a foundation that gives scholarships to area students, seniors, for pursuing their career in the arts. So they can go to any college, and we want to give them, a jump start. So.
Okay, so it sounds like a fantastic program.
Thank you.
Why?
Well, it not only gives the seniors a boost, it also gives the community a chance to get to know artists, get to know kids who are really pursuing the arts. And it's kind of a long process, an all-year process. And we have a huge sale that of artwork that gives us the money for the CCART, and get to know the artist as well in the community.
Well, with the school recently taking in, now is a great time for this to air on Chamber Chat, so all the seniors can see it.
Yeah.
How long has CCART been around? How did it come about?
16 years. This is
Wow.
our 16th year. And we've given scholarships starting in 2001 was our first. We started the foundation in 1999, but our first scholarship went to a fellow from Bennett High.
Okay.
And he got, I think it was only $200.
Okay.
But we've grown quite a bit.
Sure.
Now, thanks to.
So there has to be a criteria, I would assume, that people have to meet to qualify for the scholarships?
The students have to present their portfolio and get letters of recommendation from their people who are in the arts, their art teachers, and maybe the counselors and things like that.
I would think there's an
So,
interview.
yeah,
You go before
right,
a
absolutely.
board or.
That's in April.
Okay.
We'll have this interview, and they bring in their portfolio of artwork, and they talk about, what they're going to do. And it's really amazing because you can get all these, why do you want to pursue art, kind of compositions. But when you meet the kids, you can see the passion, and it changes everything. So we have a board of about 5 professional artists and art educators that are the ones who will pick the students. And then it varies in the amounts that they give.
Okay, so it sounds like to me when you hear it, and it is whatever that piece of passion is that needs to be brought to, whether it's the arts or business or a family or a religious organization. When you see it, you recognize it.
Yes.
So it sounds like you guys over the years have developed a process to let it show itself.
Our biggest, the thing that shows the most is actually their sketchbooks. Because a lot of times they'll take courses and classes, and of course they have the teachers that help them out and all that. But the sketchbook is something they take home, something they carry with them. That's the most important thing we look at. And we say, where's your sketchbook? Where's your sketchbook? And they say, oh, well, I forgot it. Well, not good.
A lot of expression in the sketchbooks.
We want to know what they do outside of class, and that's not influenced by their instructor. And you can see some of them have 3 and 4 sketchbooks that are just filled with amazing artworks. So the visual arts anyway.
How much are the scholarships, and what is maybe the criteria? You said there, the varying levels.
Yes, the varying levels, and that's determined by the judges. In April it just varies. There's 500 is our least, and then it goes up to 2,000. depending on if we have the money.
Right, right.
And this year we, again, in the last 4 years, we've given 7,000.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, altogether.
Are there particular schools that they need to apply to or be accepted at to use those scholarship monies, or it's just?
They do have to have been accepted, and we usually give it the second semester because a lot of times they may switch schools after the first semester, and we want to know that they're there, they're still passionate and wanting to stay at that institution. So, but they can go anywhere. We've had kids go to California. We had one go to London.
Oh,
we
wow.
didn't send the scholarship there.
Okay.
It was on a program, and then they came back, and mostly throughout the United States. Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure, as passionate as you appear to be, you haven't found a way to print money.
No.
Where does the money come from?
Well, the artist every year, thank the artist, to do this arts and crafts sale,
Okay.
which will be downtown here this year. And it gives us the money, all the money that comes in. This is what we strive for. Anything that comes in at the events that we do or the sales that we do, that's what determines what we have for the next year. And this year we have a special fundraiser, and it's called Denim and Dazzle. And that's why I'm wearing my denim and I'm trying to dazzle it up.
Very good.
And Denim and Dazzle was done in 2009, and it was very successful, and we just wanted to do something a little bit different for our Sweet 16 year.
Okay, very good.
And it's going to be fun. Everybody wins in this Denim and Dazzle, so it's
So give us is this what we could expect in Demon's and
yeah,
Dazzle?
you can come casual and bling it up, that's, the
So
way
in
to
my
go.
mind's eye, I have the bedazzler pictured
Oh, really?
from Ronco.
Oh, yeah, cool.
And someone's at home working away right now
Now,
to
just trying
raise money.
dazzle you up. Well, when you buy a ticket, the ticket goes into a lottery, a drawing. And I've collected, almost there, I've collected 100 pieces of artwork.
Oh, wow.
So there's 100 tickets to be sold. And every artist that is in the, is offered a spot the next day at the sale that we will have as well. But at the event, when we pull the first ticket, that person gets the pick of the crop, the pick of 100 pieces that are there. And we have pieces from $50 to, $600, and I think we're going to get a couple pieces worth more than $600.
And whatever number ticket or whenever your ticket is drawn, you get to select from what's
Yes.
left.
Yeah, and it goes right through until the last ticket is pulled.
Very
so
good.
Everyone wins, and it's kind of an interesting thing. And the artists have been great to support us. So.
What if there's a conflict in attendance and I've bought a ticket and I can't attend the event?
Well, we have a plan, so we accommodate everybody. On the back of the return card, that you want to buy a ticket and you can't make it, but you still want to, win a prize. There are 2 choices for every ticket, and you can go on the website, and by the middle of September, we have everything on the website that we have offered, and they can put their choices. So if their ticket gets drawn, we will have their ticket. We'll have dual tickets so that we keep one, and we will ask, if the first one gets, if it's available, they get that first choice. If not,
Just
then we
goes
have
to the next.
another drawing in a hat, which is all the remaining pieces, and then they'll get that piece.
Gotcha.
So that's there. So.
Well, let's talk about what's over our shoulders right now. I guess we'll call this a window into your world.
Yes.
So tell us about your window.
The Powell building, the Vernon Powell Shoe Company, is so good to us, and they allow us the gallery under glass, which is where we feature our winning students, students who got scholarships. So these are scholarship students. They are 7 of them, and they're from all over the 9 counties. We do 9 counties. They come in.
Fantastic.
And we also include Delaware and Virginia. And these will be in the window at the Powell building throughout the year, actually. We try to keep them in. And we have their artwork exhibited. So it gives a little information about them, where they're going to school, and who we are, and also the you can see the Community Foundation helps us a great deal, as well as this year the Tony Tank, the Redmonds helped us to frame pieces and get them on the wall, and so it's really exciting to see the work, the actual work of the kids.
As exciting as the work is, the community once again wrapping around something and supporting it, as they always do.
Yeah, they do.
If I want to know more about CCART, where do I go? How do I find out?
The website is great. We have also about myself and John Clary and the founders, and it's www.ccartfoundation.org. Okay. That's the best one. And you can also go to our cart1@live.com is our email.
Okay.
And you can call me too. It's 410-546-1068.
And your home address? No. We'll stop with that one.
I'll stop there, yeah.
Well, Marie, thank you very much for coming and sharing what CCART is. We can certainly see it in you. And you're welcome back to Chamber Chat anytime.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.
We'd like to give you an opportunity now to take a look at the upcoming events with the Salisbury Area Chamber of Commerce. Hi, and welcome back to Chamber Chat right here on PAC 14. And joining us now are our hosts for this segment, then the Downtown Visitor Center. Laura Kordzikowski, the Business Development Specialist for Salisbury, and Jamie Heater, the newly appointed Executive Director for the Salisbury Arts and Entertainment District. Welcome to Chamber Chat.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
And I think welcome for having us in your fantastic new office.
It's an awesome space.
That we just unveiled not long ago to the city.
And you were the first one to show up for the ribbon cutting.
I was.
And one of the last ones to leave.
That's because I am here to support downtown.
Yes, you are. We love it.
You
do a very good job.
Yeah. Well, tell us. Just give us an overview of the visitor center and tell us what's going on.
Well, what we have here is a coming together of a few different departments. Obviously, my office, the Business Development Office for the City of Salisbury, and our newly opened Downtown Visitor Center. We're welcoming the community back. We're welcoming new people into town to come and learn about our community. And then, obviously, Jamie's department, which I'll let her speak about.
I was lucky enough to also get an office in the super cool Downtown Welcome Center.
And I have seen that office.
It's a pretty cool office, but it's nice to be a part of this space because it is such an open space. People stop by, people visit. We can have meetings here. We have a conference table, so we can get a whole lot of community leaders together to really start to plan and talk about some of the changes and some of the actions that our city is planning on taking in the next year to kind of shake things up a bit.
With where the city has been in the last year, one can only imagine, where we're going over the next year. We'll get to that in a few minutes. But Laura, you said something just a second ago that intrigued me a little bit. You said, welcome the community back. What does that mean to you?
That means that, a lot has gone on in downtown Salisbury over the last few years. I think about when I was a college student, never really had been downtown, and fast forward 10 years now, and we have more businesses, we have more retail, we have more events going on than we've had in recent years past. So when I say welcoming the community back, I'm welcoming that group of people that haven't been downtown in a long time to see what's going on and see all the exciting things that are happening in downtown.
Well, I think if there's anyone watching that hasn't been downtown in a while, they should certainly come downtown, because whoever came up with the tagline or the subtitle, whatever it is, Salisbury's downtown, it's happening. Whatever it is, which we referenced with Marie just a few minutes ago, it is happening downtown, and you can put it into a lot of different categories, but it's certainly happening downtown.
It certainly is.
So, what is some of the information that a person can expect to find when you come downtown to the visitor center?
First and foremost, they're going to be greeted with a warm, smiling face. Any questions they have about businesses, where to go eat, where to shop, what events are happening, we're here to give it all to them and to be just really a central repository for that information.
At the ribbon cutting, I saw a very cool map of downtown that, you know, talks about you're here and here are the eateries, here are the pubs, the restaurants. It was a well thought out and very easy to read for people like me.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Casey Martin. She did a great job putting that together for us. It's got all your retail, restaurants, some information on events, and just ways to stay, you know, informed and engaged in downtown Salisbury.
What are the hours of the visitor center?
Right now we're operating 8:30 to 4:30, Monday through Friday. Trying to throw in some special events. We'll be open for Fridays at 5, which is a new event that's come to downtown Salisbury, third Fridays, and really just hoping to expand those hours in the near future.
A lot of cornhole going on Fridays
A lot of
the street.
cornhole.
And ladder ball.
Just
my
like,
favorite.
There you go. So Jamie, what are some things that are going to be happening downtown over the next year?
Fridays at 5,
we only have an hour.
Okay.
So.
I know. Brace yourselves, guys. The Fridays at 5 was kind of the first new introduction, and I think that stems from the fact that, like, Third Friday is awesome, everybody loves it, but it's only once a month. Right. And where do you go from that, you know, to connect Third Friday, First Saturday? And one of the suggestions during the branding process was to really start to create the idea in people's minds that every Friday night there's something going on downtown.
Not just one time a month.
Not just one time a month. Every Friday night you can expect activity. So Fridays at 5 is a first step towards that. It's just in North Division Street. It's games, family friendly, cornhole, ladder ball, can jam, some beer and wine served, some music playing, only for a few hours, just kind of just kick off the night. And then we advertise all the rest of the things that are going on in downtown at the various galleries, restaurants, bars, venues, etc. So that's the first thing. It's kind of a small event in and of itself, but it happens every week, so that makes it kind of large. The next thing, though, we will be introducing some more actual events, like standalone weekend festivals, things like that, as well as producing a New Year's Eve and Third Friday and other events as well. So you'll start to see some new things as we get rocking and rolling, but Fridays at 5 is kind of our first introduction.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to New Year's Eve myself. That was something that just happened and really exploded in a really good way.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people now look forward to New Year's. I was going to ask you if you didn't bring it up, is knowing that it was coming, to make sure everyone knew that New Year's Eve was coming back.
It's coming. I am thrilled to work on it again. I worked on the first 2 New Year's and had to take a break last New Year's, but now I'm back and I'm really excited to put that on. We're already in the planning process to get that all lined up, and I'm really excited.
Well, now I'm going to do something that you never do on live television or taped television. But the audience can't see some of the cool pictures that are on the other side of these cameras, but just give them an idea of what we're sitting here looking at.
There are some beautiful, very large format pictures by Stephen DiCarlo on the walls here, one of which is a picture of kids having a water balloon fight at Third Friday. We have a picture of an overhead shot of New Year's Eve from 2 years ago with about 3,000 people in it. You have to come see that
picture. It's pretty cool.
We have a really interesting shot of downtown over from the Brew River location.
The skyline, yeah.
Of the skyline in the city of Salisbury. And then we finally have a shot of Third Friday showing the plaza just completely filled with people. You can see the obelisk and the trees and people on bikes and walking and kids, and it's just a really fun pictures that brighten up the space.
And it really gives you a very broad picture, a broad view of the different kinds of events that go on downtown. Because it's not just one tunnel vision thought process. There's something for everyone. So you guys have for sale some items here in the visitor center too. What do you have? What do you guys have for sale?
We have some newly branded. We have some T-shirts that have the downtown streetscape. Some other T-shirts that have our new tagline for Salisbury. We have water bottles. We have calendars that have photos that were submitted by community members and voted on by community members for sale. And we have hats, and they're all pretty affordable, $10. So yeah, we're selling those.
We should all have one and wear it not only to downtown, but
Yeah,
to
share our
uptown, whatever
Salisbury
uptown is
pride.
in Salisbury.
And the pens and stickers are free.
Pens and stickers
Oh,
are free.
nice. Very cool. All right, so what else should we know about the Downtown Visitor Center and what's going on down here before we let you guys go?
Do you want to tackle that one, or?
Is the answer hula hoops?
Hula hoops, cornhole, just a really fun place to come check out, and just a lot going on downtown for the future. So,
Jamie Heater and Laura Kordzikowski, thanks so much. And if you want to hula hoop,
Stop
come
in.
down
Show
and
us
see
your
these
skills.
ladies. Thanks for joining us on Chamber Chat.
thank you.
We'd like to give you another opportunity to take a look at the upcoming events with the Salisbury Area Chamber of Commerce. Hi, welcome back to Chamber Chat right here on PAC 14. Joining us now is Steve Smith, the chair of the Business Affairs Network with the Salisbury Area Chamber of Commerce, and Michele Hughes, the executive director for the Life Crisis Center. Thank you guys for joining us on Chamber Chat.
Thank you. Good morning.
Steve, you're here to talk about the Business Affairs Network and then to have a little bit of a segue into Maryland 211. But before we get there, could you give us maybe an overview of what the Business Affairs Network, what your charge is with the Chamber?
Be glad to. The Business Affairs Network is a committee, if you will, underneath the auspices of the Business and Economic Development Division. I believe Chris is heading that up.
Chris Oxton, that's correct.
And our job is, we have two goals. One is to identify issues and concerns facing the membership and the community at large, and also to identify resources that are available within the Chamber membership to help satisfy those issues and concerns. And we've got a great project going on. Should I start?
Sure.
Okay. We identified that there was not a single repository of information regarding senior and elder care community issues, things that you would naturally think of, such as nursing homes and assisted living and home care, but also those things you wouldn't think of, such as rent building, prescription med care, food services, etc. MAC had a great database. Coastal Hospice had a great database, and Michele Hughes at Life Crisis Center had a great database. But we needed to have a collective source, a repository, if you will. And we thought about developing this on our own, and then we came across Maryland 211, which has both the services for people calling in, because when people are in a state of need, they call. They don't go to the website.
Right.
But it also has a website. So I'll turn it over to you.
You know, I was privileged to sit in on one of your meetings when you guys brought this up for the very first time in one of your business affairs meetings. And I thought it was a fantastic idea then. And so out of that, you say, rather than try to put it together yourself, there are some places already out there that have this kind of information. And Michelle's going to tell us more about Maryland 211.
211 is actually a national movement.
Okay.
It's been around for about 20 years, started by the United Way, what was then the United Way of the United States, and
Okay.
is now United Way Worldwide. And the purpose of 211 is to have an easy number for people to be able to call, something they can remember, 3 digits, 211, where they can get information and referral to Health and Human Services. And just like Steve is saying about elder care, oftentimes you get people who are elderly, who know that they need help, don't really know how to describe what it is they need,
Right.
and who really need someone to help them get help. So one of the things that we do at 211 is exactly that. If someone calls and knows that he or she needs help but can't pinpoint what it is they need. The call specialist will spend a great deal of time on the phone with them, asking questions to find out what it is exactly that is their goal. And then we have a database of about 7,000 entries from around the state so that we can help them to identify those needs. In Maryland, there are 4 211 centers.
Okay.
We are the center for the Eastern Shore, so there are 9 counties, if you count Cecil, on the Eastern Shore, and we answer the phones for all 9 counties. So anyone from Cecil County to Somerset can call 211, and they will get Life Crisis Center. Then there's a center in Central Maryland, there's one in the DC suburbs, and there's one in Western Maryland. And we all use the same database. We are all connected, so if for some reason our center lost power,
Okay.
those calls would automatically be answered by the next closest center. So that it's a 24/7 service that's available to anyone in the state by either cell phone or by landline. And there's no charge except if your cell phone company happens to charge you per call.
Per call, right.
Yeah.
So it sounds really a lot like a triage call, if you will.
That's exactly what it is.
If a person has a scenario with a family member, or they're feeling sick, or they're having pain, or whatever the case may be.
Well, and in fact, we work with the Wicomico County Health Department on their opioid initiative. And if someone is overdosing and they're reluctant to call 911 because they're afraid they're going to get arrested, they can call us at 211 and we will call 911 so that they're not associated with the overdose. And you know, the goal there is to save lives.
Sure.
And if someone is overdosing, we want to first save the life and then worry about the legality. But when you talk about health, this is the guide for the state of Maryland for toll-free numbers. This is every 800 number that the state provides. And it's over 600 of them, but the Department of Health and Mental Hygiene has 45 800 numbers. 45.
Wow.
9 of them are called Medicaid helplines. You can call all 9 of them and will not get Medicaid services because the health department doesn't screen people for Medicaid. That's the Department of Human Resources. So,
Okay.
and you wouldn't know that. If you were trying to get Medicaid services, you would naturally call the health department. That's what you want, is health services. They can't help you. You could call every one of these 9 numbers and you would not get the help that you needed because you need to call your local Department of Social Services.
So you call 211.
You call 211 and not only will we tell you whom to call, we'll tell you what information you need to have in your hand when you call them.
So, you know, outside of the 3 people in the county that enjoy getting in their car and driving from place to place to place to place to say, no, that's not us, that's them, and to get the same answer, this takes care of all that.
It does. And if, in the case of elder care, for instance, the person on the phone is not clear about their needs, the call specialist can stay on the phone with them until they get to where they need to be, to make sure that they're not getting the runaround and to make sure that they get the services that they're requesting.
Why shouldn't everyone be screaming and shouting from the rooftop the numbers 211?
Everybody should. During the Hurricane Sandy, we were the hurricane hotline for Wicomico and Somerset counties.
Right.
And we answered over 1,000 calls on the Sunday that the storm hit. That's a lot of telephone calls. We had 6 people there 24 hours a day for 56 straight hours until the storm was passed.
And I'm going to ask you a little unorthodox question here. what business or chamber member in the community wouldn't be a good fit for 211? Or is there such a business?
Well, I would think banks, things like that.
captive market.
Yes, but things like small construction companies, people who have the ability and who want to do things like build ramps for people at home. They're a perfect fit for this because often the only construction company folks know are the people who built their houses. Right. And they're not thinking of that small construction company that would be willing to take on a small job like a ramp building. Those kinds of things they're easily arranged, but you have to know whom you're calling. And you have no idea if you pick up the phone book whether someone is reputable or not. Right. And we like to think, I think, that chamber members are reputable businesses. We would like to think so. Since both Steve and I belong to the chamber. But we feel that when we tell someone that this chamber member is someone whom you can call about building a ramp or refitting your house to make it more friendly to your needs, that those people, by virtue of their chamber membership, are saying that they want to do a good job.
I want to test your knowledge on the spot for a little bit, because that was a very good example of an out-of-the-box scenario that typically you wouldn't think of dialing a number like 211 for. What are a couple of other scenarios that you can think of off the top of your head that you would, calling someone to get a wheelchair ramp put on your house? That's a perfect scenario where people would typically not think of calling a number like that. Are there a few others that you can think?
Sure. For instance, if you live in Ocean City, but you have a sister who lives in Garrett County.
Okay.
And you know that or you've just discovered, for instance, that your sister is in an abusive relationship. You can call 211 in Wicomico County, and we will connect you with the Dove Center in Garrett County, which is their domestic violence program, and they can help you.
Oh, wow.
If you have an aging parent who lives in Montgomery County, and you live here, we can help to connect you to aging services in Montgomery County, because our database includes the whole state. And that's what makes, not everyone lives in the same area that their children or their aging parents live in. And having the ability to give you services anywhere in the state makes a huge difference.
I'd like to pause this program for just a second for a public service announcement. You need to dial 211 if you have any questions. That is fantastic to know that those kinds of resources are available from 211. So I'm a chamber member, and I wanted to make myself known to you and how to get in this database.
Yeah.
How would I do that?
We have a form which we have created specifically for for-profit businesses who are members of the chamber, because we made a decision that we would do chamber members. Is that right?
Yes, and it should be posted on the website shortly. We hope to go live October 1st.
Okay, if not, we could pick up the phone and call Sophia Schmecker at the chamber. She could point us in the right direction.
Or they can call us.
Very good.
And at 211.
At 211.
Yes.
Well, Steve, Michele, any final comments before we wrap this thing up?
I got to tell you, from the first time I saw Michele's operation, I was incredibly impressed.
I'm impressed as well.
How many people do you have working inside?
38.
38 people. How many people in Maryland 211?
On any given shift, two to four,
They're
depending
taking
on the shift.
35,000 calls a year.
Wow.
And we're going to add to those because this is a need in our community.
There's no question about it. And hopefully this is just a small way that will lead to a much larger audience to get this information out. Thank you so much, both of you, Michele and Steve, for coming on Chamber Chat and getting this information out.
Thank you,
Tony. Thank you, Sophia.
We'd like to thank you as well for joining us here on Chamber Chat and on location, by the way, at the brand new Downtown Visitor Center. You need to come and check it out. as well as checking out any other Chamber Chat editions that you would like to view online or by visiting PAC 14's website and utilizing their on-demand feature. That's about all the time we have for this edition of Chamber Chat. My name is Tony Nichols, your host, encouraging you to make a difference.